If you have a toddler, you know that they love to eat, and that's why it's so much better to always have loads of snacks ready in the fridge, in the freezer, so we always have something on hand. There is nothing worse that you need something quickly and you just don't have it. So that's why I want to share 2 very quick recipes that you can make either in advance or even on the day, just to have it on hand, and then your toddlers will be able to enjoy them for a bit. So the first recipe I want to share with you is an easy oatmeal bars. These specific ones have carrot, banana, and some blueberries in it. I always try to sneak in some extra veggies if I can. If your toddler doesn't like carrots and you know that they wouldn't eat that, even though it doesn't really feel like it in this recipe, you can always substitute that with either pumpkin, I would grate that as well, or some courgette. Also, in terms of the blueberries, you can use either raspberries or strawberries, any other berry that you want. I wouldn't skip banana because that gives sweetness, but it is a very easy recipe. So let me just show you how to make that. So everything goes just in one bowl. I would just start with some egg. That was a really awful way of cracking the egg, but it doesn't matter. Gently whisk that first. I add some peanut butter. So I do use 2 allergens in this recipe, which is peanut butter and egg. You actually can skip them both or use one if you want to. It does obviously change the flavor a bit. However, the recipe works without those ingredients as well. So if your toddler has an allergy, you can just skip it. Then I add some honey as well. If you're baking that for a younger baby than 1, then you can't use honey. So you can skip that and it's just not gonna be as sweet. But if you use banana, it's still gonna add some sweetness to it. And then I add some cinnamon, some nutmeg. This is optional as well. I just always like to use nutmeg when I use cinnamon. Melted butter. You can use coconut butter as well if you... Coconut oil if you want to. Okay, and then you just add your dry ingredients. So I use some white flour, then I use some oats and some baking powder. You mix that together. Because I use banana not mainly just to sweeten my recipe, but just to add some extra texture, I like to use banana diced instead of mashed, because then it just holds the shape and it's just an extra texture for my toddler to enjoy. If you do want to use banana mashed, I would suggest adding it before you add flour to your recipe. Okay, then you just add them in, as well as your blueberries. If they are very big, you can cut them in half, and then some carrot. You might need to put some work in it. We just need to mix everything together. Should look something like this. And then we just grab our dish. I use some butter just to butter the sides and the bottom to make sure nothing gets stuck. And then you just put all this delicious mixture in your dish. Get every piece you can. Every single time I make these recipes, I just cannot help myself and I just have some myself, just because they're so delicious. I always prefer having some snacks on hand that I made myself rather than go to the shops and just get some pre-made stuff in there. First of all, my toddler doesn't really like them that much because I suppose maybe she's quite used to me baking quite a lot and just making her different recipes. I've always loved cooking, so that's just one of the passions that I've had. So yeah, I suppose she just likes that, but I really don't complain about it. Okay, so you just pat everything as well as you can. Don't worry too much about it. My mom always used to say that it doesn't really matter how your food looks as long as you put love in it and it tastes delicious. So I just always follow this rule in my life, and I don't really care about perfection too much. I like to make sure that every single bar looks delicious, or even when I make cakes and stuff at home, I don't really care too much about those kind of things, as long as it tastes good and I put love in it. And now this goes to the oven into 190 degrees Celsius, and for about, I would say, 25 minutes. However, just keep an eye on it because every oven is different. So it might be a bit less or might be a bit more. And yeah, I'll show you how it looks like when it's cooked. Whilst we wait for the oat bars to bake in the oven, we can use that time and just make something even faster. So this recipe is actually super quick. Some oats, applesauce, Now, you can buy applesauce in the shop if you want to. I personally made that at home. It's very quick. It took about 15 minutes because I didn't want any added sugar. If you do find no sugar alternatives, you can do that. Of course, if you use sugar for your toddler, that's your choice. But so just make whatever it's easier for you. And then some peanut butter and again, cinnamon and nutmeg. And that is it. You can't get any easier. You just add them all in one bowl and you shape them. Put them in the fridge for a bit and that's it, it's ready. You don't even need to bake them. So as I said, it's very easy. You put your applesauce, your peanut butter. I like to add some extra protein for my toddler whenever I can. So to use peanut butter in some sweet snacks really helps. Cinnamon and nutmeg. I like to just mix that up a bit to break the peanut butter. And then you just add your oats. Mix everything in. And it has to be a rolling consistency. Sometimes I think, how can I be so messy when I bake? But it just always happens. Anyway, so it should look something like this. When you touch it, you should be able to roll it into a ball, or it should stay. That's not really a ball, but I just want to show you the consistency. So now we're just gonna roll them into balls. It's already delicious, but the applesauce, when it actually soaks in to the oats, is gonna make the oats softer. So it's gonna be really good. And an optional thing, if your toddler likes coconut, you can just use either coconut flakes or coconut flour and just roll your balls into it. And that just adds an extra source of iron, which is good for a toddler. So I've just got a plate of coconut flour. You just put one plate next to you so you can just easily roll them, and then just have an extra dish to roll your balls and just add them to it. And that's it. Roll any balls, any size that you want. I like to do this and then roll them into the coconut flour, and they look like something like this. It's like a really good energy bar for your, oh, very nice. It's a very good energy bar on those times when your toddler needs a quick fix. If they feel hungry, you can add them to the snack boxes if they go to the nursery. Or as I said, like even if you just go out somewhere, you go to the park or somewhere and you just always have some on hand. So I'm gonna quickly finish them now and then I'll show you the end result again. And that is it. These are your no-bake energy balls. And there are so many different flavors that you can make them. If you do want to know a few more variations of this recipe, some options that you can add into it, just let me know. And I'm more than happy to share some recipes with you. You can make so many different flavors. This is kind of just very basic, but it's very good and it's very quick. Oh, I completely forgot to mention. So yes, they need to go in the fridge now for at least an hour, just to kind of absorb all the flavors into it and then just to soften the oats. And then they're gonna be ready to eat. I'm planning to go out for the entire day with my family, so I just want to make sure that I have something on hand and very quick. So I really hope that your toddler is gonna enjoy it.
So my oat bars are also ready. I just took them out from the oven. It took about 25 minutes to bake them. Now I just need to leave them in the room temperature to cool. And then you can enjoy them either slightly warm or just put them in the fridge for the next couple of days, depending how long it's gonna last in the fridge. And then whenever your toddler is ready or whenever you're ready, you can just serve them either on the go or just at home with some yogurt on the side and some additional berries. That's at least how my toddler likes to eat them. So I really hope that you enjoy these two recipes. There are so many more recipes that I'd like to share with you. If you have any requests, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to recreate something or come up with something myself. So enjoy them. And now I have to go and you have the nice rest of the day. Bye!